Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I introduce our guest presenter this afternoon. She's an internationally accomplished fitness professional with an impressive list of achievements covering 7 years. As an author, a motivational speaker, and, as you can see, a body transformation specialist, please put your hands together and give her a very warm welcome, Sonia Falbo.
Taking the step from being a self-employed personal trainer, or even an employed personal trainer, to opening up the doors to your first personal training studio can often be a daunting one. But what if someone could actually give you the information that you needed to know that would make the difference between your studio succeeding and failing? How many people here would like to find that information out today? Fantastic, I'm in the right place. And how many people would like to find out the secrets that make the difference between having a studio that struggles to make ends meet and having a studio that financially soars? Anyone? Great. And lastly, who's interested to find out how to make your business a turnkey operation so that your studio gives you freedom and flexibility instead of having you work longer and longer hours? Who'd like to know how to achieve that? Fantastic. So we're all here today for the same reason, and that is to find out your 7 steps to PT studio success. Now, before I share those secrets and the steps with you, I'd just like to share a little bit about my background so that you can see how powerful these steps and strategies really are when it comes to opening and operating your own personal training studio. So in 2003, just 6 months after I started out or became qualified as a personal trainer, I opened my first PT studio called What Women Want Personal Training. Now, using the steps and strategies that I'm going to share with you today, my business quickly became known as one of Brisbane's most successful and prestigious personal training studios. In 2005, What Women Want Personal Training was listed as a top 6 finalist in the Quest Business Achievers Awards for health and fitness. Now, the reason this was such a significant achievement is that historically the health and fitness category had been dominated by the large health club chains, and 2005 was no different. So alongside What Women Want Personal Training were Fitness First, Fernwood, YMCA, Bodywise and Zest. So regardless of if you are just wanting to open one studio or if you're wanting to open 100, consider yourself putting together a business model, and the success of 1,000 other studios is going to depend on what you put together in your studio. And that will make you make very different decisions. So you'll think about things a lot carefully than if you kind of think, well, it's just my studio, it doesn't really matter. So when you put together a business model, think about, is your business model going to provide consistent value to your customers, employees, suppliers and lenders beyond what they expect? Because being in business is all about under-promising and over-delivering. You need a business model that will be operated by people with the lowest level of skill. And the reason that's important is because your operations manual and your systems should be able to be done by anyone. Someone should just be able to open your operations manual and say, how do I do this? And if you've got complex systems, again, no one's going to want to buy your business. McDonald's could almost be run by monkeys. It's because they systemise every single procedure, and everything is easy to do and can be operated by the lowest level of skill. It's not to say our personal trainers need to have the lowest level of skill, but the systems need to be easily understood. The business model will stand out as a place of impeccable order. Again, I use McDonald's as an example because they're the most successful franchise. But they didn't get to where they got because they were disorganised and didn't have a clue what they're doing. Again, it's all about having things that function and that are systemised. The model will provide a uniformly predictable service to the customer. And this is where I think a lot of personal training studios fail, because it doesn't matter if your client trains in the morning or in the evening, if they train on a Monday or a Sunday, if they train with Bill, Bob, Sue or Mary. Every single one of your clients should receive exactly the same level of customer service. And that's why systems and procedures are really important, because that's what makes your business predictable and what makes it valuable to sell or to franchise. The business model will utilise a uniform colour, dress and facilities code. And this is where business branding becomes very important. So once you've developed your logo and your business brand colours, that should be reflected in everything that you do. Your marketing, your advertising, your uniform, the colours in your studio. If you can think of something a little bit controversial, not so much that you're going to get thrown in jail, but just try and think of something to do. I remember, not to do with personal training, but there was a company in Melbourne that apparently broke down in the middle of the freeway with all these sheep. And the sheep happened to escape, and there was helicopter and fire engines and everything, and on the side of the truck was all this advertising. So they couldn't prove that they didn't actually break down, but the word came out that it ended up being a publicity stunt. So think of something that you can do that isn't quite breaking the law, but it's a publicity stunt. So something that's going to get you some news and exposure. So sometimes you have to think outside the box. There are companies who specialise in doing those. So if you've got the budget, then perhaps get somebody to help you put that together. Article marketing, affiliate marketing, we've covered. Giving away ebooks, again, similar to the recipe book, just call it creating a viral marketing campaign. So when you give things away and there is a perceived value on it, so make sure it's valued at $19.95, people will forward that on to their friends and family. You can also give your ebook away to other businesses. So as much as you can use it as a value add, if you've written a book that is also relevant to somebody else's client base, you can say to that business, I'm going to give you a copy of my ebook, and you can use it to give away to your clients. So they'll love it because it's a value add that they can give to their clients and it's not costing them anything, but at the end of the day, you're marketing your business to a whole new database of people. So it's just getting creative with different things and different ways of getting onto different databases. Create excitement, hold a barbecue in the parking lot. So again, there's often people are in a routine, so they drive to work the same way every day, they don't really notice anything that's going on. But if you can create some excitement around your business, people who just are on autopilot, suddenly they might think, oh, I didn't realise that business was there. So doing something at the front of your business is often a good way to attract new people into the business. And write to your local paper. So as I said, with your press releases, make sure that you are in constant contact with your local paper and build relationships with them. So rather than just constantly sending them information, take the time to pick up the phone and find out who you should be speaking to, build a relationship with that person. And sometimes you might come across an article you think they might be interested in that's totally irrelevant to your business, but send it on to them. Hi Joe, just thought you might like this. Because again, it's just building that relationship, and I think, oh, that was nice. So you've got to find ways of breaking into the media as well. So marketing and brand loyalty are all about building relationships with your clients and prospects. So take the time to know what they want on an emotional level, and your marketing efforts will be well rewarded. So ultimately, I was going to share with you a story called the Starfish Story, but I'd like to give you the opportunity to ask some questions, and I think I've only got about 5 minutes left. So making a difference was what the story was about, and ultimately, if you follow the steps and strategies that I've shared with you today and go out there to make a difference, your studio will be successful. So if you'd like further information, I'm at stand P44, so I'm in the expo, which is where I'll be headed straight after the presentation. I've launched 2 really exciting